Yay! Happy New Year's! And it's been a long time we've had our Excel to App series, so you really must forgive me. I've been busy with work, with deals, with contracts, people there, here and there, so that's why it's been a long time. But still, I'm here again. I want to give you something that has been bugging me for months now, but at least I believe it will be helpful to any person that's interested. It involves the app we're going to do today, which is an inventory system that uses the QR code. I know they use this system a lot in shops, in bookstores, in different places, and it's very useful. So I think you guys would love it. Let me show you a sample. So this is what I've created. You have to first of all create your sample data. But this is what your sample data looks like. The tables, the items. So these are example of my favorite books, and these are the tables. The item ID, the book name, description, image, is it taken or not, and you have the tables, whether it's borrowed and the time this is returned. So this is borrowed and returned. So I'm going to put this in my Google Sheets, and I'm going to upload and use App Sheets for it. So let's get to it. So this is my sample data. Let me put on my internet here for you guys. Alright, putting on my internet. So I'm going to my database, my drive. I'm going to create a folder. Go to your drive. Anywhere in your drive, I have my place where I keep my apps. I say inventory with QR codes. So I created that. So inside that folder, that's where I'll drag this one, my Excel sheet. When you drag it to the Google system, it becomes a Google Sheets, which also can be act like a database. So here it is, from Excel to Google Sheets already. Let it load. Okay, so the tool we're going to use is App Sheets, because that's my favorite tool of all time to build app from spreadsheets. It's very efficient. I 200% recommend. This is my database here, the item, and the state whether is borrowed or returned. Now we're going to go to appsheets.com. Okay, we're back. So we're going to go to Google and search for AppSheets, and we're going to sign into appsheets.com. By the time you sign in, you can create many or any apps that you need. I'm going to go to my apps here, and I'm going to click on create a new app. Start with your own data. Select QR code, inventory for books. So pick any category, inventory, choose your data. So I'm going to navigate to my Google Drive where I stored my data earlier. So this is it here. This is it. So you pick up that, select that, the file you have just uploaded recently. It's doing its thing. We're gonna wait a while. So while we're waiting, so this is what it looks like at the back. Yeah, so when data comes into AppSheets, I think the first thing you should do is kind of add all your tables. The borrow table, add it. The return table, add it. You can go to the columns to format it properly. So for those items, remember items can be numbers, yes. here to get to the, and this is what it looks like. It looks plain. AppSheet is really awesome in the sense that it automatically does everything for you if you format it properly. So let's go to the borrowed and we'll do some formatting. We'll change the ID to hidden. We'll change this label to date. Do this and make sure it doesn't show so that it looks cute, because it's awkward to see IDs when you don't want to be seeing that. Look at, imagine if I want to do this, you want to be seeing IDs. IDs are supposed to be automatically generated, so I removed it. You can see this ID is showing and it's compulsory, but in this file, which is borrowed, if I click on this, it's not showing because I've unchecked the show. So I'm going to do the same for returned. Turn the label to date and uncheck it, then turn it to make it, and the ID should have a formula called unique ID, because anytime any additional column is created, it creates a new ID. This thing is really more it's not really beginner friendly. I'm not really being beginner friendly with AppSheet here. It's just more mid tier, so on that. I just want to show you how it's possible, really, not to really explain, but show that it's really feasible and affordably feasible too. So I'm going to do the same for item 2. It's already not labeled, and I'm going to turn the item ID to not show. So now when I click on item and I click on a new item, I can pick a book name. So that's done. I can click on, when I click on item, I can also click on the image. Okay, book image. Okay. So I can click on regenerate to correct this error. So I click on return item to correct this error too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get the images of this book so that it's more pretty. Alright, so I've gotten the, let me just forgive the background noise. I've got kids around me, so let me just update it so that it looks cool and it kind of makes sense. But before I do, I want to update this icon. So if you want to update the icon, you click on the page name and scroll and go to UX, click on the view name and scroll down to display. So I'm going to change display to, if you type anything here that relates to it, I'm going to use this icon and I change that icon. So I'm going to add another, I'm going to change this word, change this icon to from this, I'll click on, scroll down to display, type word, if there's anything, gift, let's say, okay, this is good for borrow. This is good for borrow icon. This is not bad. And if I add another view for, let's see, if I add another primary view and it says returned, I select here for returned, and I put it not here but to the right. I'm going to change the icon at display. See. Trying just to get an icon that really, yeah, return. This is return. So this is return. So this is for the item, the books in place, the ones that were borrowed and not returned, the ones that have been returned. So this is in display tab is where you select the icons. And so you can see. So I click on save to update that. So to get to the meat of it, because I don't want to waste. I want to be time conscious and make it as quick as possible. I just want to make it look cool, so I can, on this part I can edit this and add an image. Like go to this part, yep, this is the book, yep, image, edit it, click on this, so you can see I can save my pages, save the images. Okay, and I can go see another very great author. So these are the best books any entrepreneur should be reading. So that's a little bit off topic but very relevant. This fascinating. You can skip forward. I just want to show you how fun it is. So you can see and traffic ship is also branded. Rather awesome book. So you can see these are the books in my library, and I want to use the QR code to select if it's been borrowed or not. So if I click on this on my phone, the person just clicks on the QR code and scan, and it shows that that book has been borrowed. And whatever, if I click on this, I just use my QR code to scan, and that book has been returned at this date. You can see the date is auto. You can also make it turn it to date time. You can see the date here is date, but I can change it to a date time by going to the date and going to the columns and changing that column from borrowed date to date time, so it shows date time. I'll do the same thing for the returned column. In returned, change it from date to date time. So you can see anytime I click on it, if I do this, okay, I've not seen, click on save. So if I click on this, you can see the timer is there, and that's the date. If I click on this, I want to add a new one. Now for the meat of the app, I'm going to add a QR code link. And how do I do that? I'm going to browse app sheet, QR code. There's 2 documentation on it. This is how to retrieve QR code scans. But first, let's generate QR codes here. There's a documentation in the community, and this is where I got mine from, which is very, very relevant. If I copy out this, you can see it says create a virtual column, maybe formula equal to below, and all I have to do is just select here, select all of this and copy, and go to your item table and add a virtual column and say QR code. Okay, if you look at the documentation, it's the barcode one. I'm going to do a barcode and I'm going to do QR code, which one you need, but QR code works best. So this is QR. I'll leave it, just wait for it. You see there's an error here, but if I put it in parentheses, it works. See that? When I put it in parentheses, it works. So this is barcode virtual. Done. So that's one barcode, and I'm going to do the next one for a QR code, which is come from Google Chat API. So if I do this and copy this one from this, I'm going to add another virtual column, do the same thing, paste it, but this time since it's based on a formula, there's no product ID. And if you know in Excel or AppSheet, this concatenate function concatenate this link with product ID, but there's no product ID in my table here. But I have book name, I have item ID, so I can use any column I have, but I'm going to use book name. So I'm going to add a virtual column again, paste that same thing, but right in my here book name. So it concatenates whatever it sees on Google and book name to see. Call it QR virtual. Done. So you can see I have two. And reading documentation properly, they said we should change it to images. So I'm going to change it to image. Click on save. So a way to see it is I'm going to go to my UX and add another view from the same table, which is the item table. Add the same view again. See from the item table now. I'm going to make it a table so that I see everything. So you can see my barcode, my QR codes. I'll just leave it there for viewing pleasure. It's not really a relevant view, but it's necessary that you have an overview of everything at a glance. So you can see your books, your library, you can see the images, and you can see the barcode that was generated online. This is from Google API, this is from another API. Now we've been able to generate QR code on AppSheet. It's all cool. See? Now to be able to check a QR code, it's already done. It's basically simple. All you need to do is in that data, let's assume this is borrowed, go to your columns, this is borrowed, and if you want to, QR code basically returns a text. So for the book that returned, I just have to make this scannable. So the scannable, it becomes this icon shows. So when I open scanner, I can see the open scanner. So whatever book it scans, whatever text that is inside will show. So I kind of can't show you this on desktop or web, but if you try it out yourself or try it on the phone, it would work, and I tested it. So I can only try it outside of this app to show you the results, but that's basically it. Just change this, leave this as text and make it scannable. And there you go, you have your inventory for books. So this can be used for a lot of other things, items, camps. Maybe next time if you comment below, I can add some more functionality to check other things. Well, this is the gist of it all right now. That's that. Alright guys, well I apologize I couldn't show you on video, but this is what it is. When you just click on this, and I'll share the link with you so you can play with it yourself. Just click on this icon, it opens the scanner on your phone. Then since you are going to be on the web, I hope you're not on the phone. You can use this QR code. It will add it up because it scans this QR code to check it out. And the same applies for the return books. So sorry I can show you the video, but you can try. I'll drop the link of this same app so you can try it out and play with it and see how it works. I can do it too. So thanks and have a nice time. Take care. Love you. Be yourself. Take care. Have a nice 2021 too.